Hello everybody. I feel like I look super pale. I've got my light on like right in front of me. Hi, it is Monday morning. It's like 7:30 in the morning and I thought that I would film me getting ready for work. But do like a chit chat kind of work, get ready with me kind of thing, because I wanted to film just kind of what makeup I wear every day to work. And I don't have that long left. My last day is next Wednesday because I just work school term. I work term time, so yeah, so I was like, oh, I'm running out of time to actually film it, so I thought I'd film it today. Today I actually have no like meetings or anything. It is a report day because it's the end of term. I've got so many reports to write because a lot of my children in my caseload are like coming to an end now, and I want to get the report done by the last day of term, so then I don't have to worry about anything either over the summer or in September. So yeah, so I'm going to meet some of the girls from the office, I think, and probably meet in the office or in like a coffee shop or something and write some reports together. Right, always check my hair up. I'm sure everyone does that because you don't want your hair to get in your makeup, or makeup to get in your hair either. Right, so I have already put SPF on because I used retinol last night. Well, it wasn't actually retinol, it was granactive retinoid, but I used that and it makes your skin more prone to sun damage. So I've put that on. For primer, I kind of like flip between some at the moment. So I really like using this, the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow. However, it doesn't keep you matte obviously because it's called Wonder Glow. I like the way it makes my skin look, but if I want my makeup to be like staying all day and I know I'm in meetings or something, then I won't use this. I'm trying to get through this Fenty Beauty one, and I will say I'm not that keen on it. It's the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer, soft matte. I just feel like it's not that matte, and I feel like with this one a little goes a long way, whereas with this one that's not necessarily the case, and I'm not sure if I like how it feels on my skin, but the bottle is lovely. So they're the ones that I'm kind of using up at the moment. I need to finish this one by Marc Jacobs, this little coconut one. I think what I'll do is I'll use this Milani one. I got this in Las Vegas last year. This is the Milani Prime Shield Face Primer, mattifying and oil free. This is like a very like silicone-y feeling one, and I might put Charlotte Tilbury over the top of it. I do actually love the way this feels, but sometimes I worry about the silicone ones, just feel like there's so much of a layer, but like I worry that my skin can't breathe underneath it. I don't know how true that would actually be, but apologies if I keep looking there, that's where my mirror is. Yeah, sorry. Should I put Wonder Glow on? I won't actually, I'm going to leave it today, but sometimes I do put it on. Right, so foundation wise, I always use this. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation for normal to oily skin. I use the shade 105. I would say this is like a nice light thing to use. Also gives you like a nice amount of coverage, but it looks and feels really, really light, and I really like that. And then I'm kind of getting through other foundations that I don't like using by themselves really, or I can't really remember what they were like, and I'm just like mixing them with it. So at the moment I am mixing it with this Bourjois Air Matte. I remember using this by itself, and I think like it was really easy to put like too much on my face and I looked a bit cakey, and then I think I had to start like using like a tiny bit, but I'll just mix them all together now. So what I tend to do is this. Squeeze it on my hand and dot it around my face. And if I was doing eyeshadow, I wouldn't put any on my eyelids, but at work I don't bother with eyeshadow, so a little bit goes on my eyelids. And then I'll just, like, to use up this one, I'll use it like around the outside and then like down my neck as well. And this also like is a bit more orangey, so I kind of like using the paler one more towards the centre of my face. And to blend it out, I've got this Body Shop foundation. I think it's called a buffing brush. I really like this. I got this in one of their advent calendars, and when I first used it, it was really, really hard, and I literally felt like I was beating my face up every time I used it. But as time has gone on, and the more I've used it and washed it and stuff like that, the kind of softer it's got. I tell you what, it feels so nice being back on YouTube. I have put up, so far I've got both my unboxing videos up, and I did a vlog as well, and I must say the comments I've been getting have been so nice. Like, people saying like it's good to have me back is just so nice to hear. And in my vlog as well, I moaned a bit. I was a bit of a moaning myrtle in my vlog that I put up the other day, and I was moaning about it being summer and too hot and how I like love winter, and so many people agree with me, which is so nice. Yeah, it's so nice to like just not feel alone no matter what you're worrying about. It's so nice to hear that other people like feel the same. Right, one day I actually forgot to blend down at my neck. This is like a few months ago, and then I got in my car and I realised, and I tried to blend it with my fingers, but it had literally like dried in stripes and was not budging. That wasn't fun. Okay, so that is my face with that stuff on. I just feel like it really doesn't look heavy at all. When I first got into makeup, I feel like lots of us probably had the same thoughts. Like, I felt like if you were wearing foundation, it was meant to be like full coverage. It was meant to like cover everything, even though I didn't necessarily have anything to cover. And like, it's just now I'm like, actually no, I do want to like look a bit lighter, because I would have such heavy foundation that if I like itched my face, you'd be able to see like this my skin underneath compared to my foundation skin. Do you know what I mean? And it just didn't look very nice. Right, I'm gonna have a sip of coffee. I love this mug so much. I got this in Sainsbury's in the sale. They also had ones with grey on the bottom. Now, with concealer, I don't actually wear it every single day, but today I think I'm going to just put some around my nose, and then I've got like a couple of blemishes on my chin, so I'll just put a bit there. Sometimes I put it under my eyes. It just depends really on how I feel, and also how much of a rush I'm in. So I've popped that on there. This is the Sephora one. I absolutely love it. It's called High Coverage Concealer Natural Finish by Sephora. Mine is in the shade 22 Natural, and I love it so much. I bought that in Paris. We went to Disneyland Paris for my best friend's hen do, and there's a Sephora at the station. What's it called? I say Gare du Nord, but I think it's Gare du Nord, I don't really know. The Eurostar station that we arrived at. And so on our last day, I had like loads of leftover euros, because I had thought I was going to spend a lot more than I actually did. And I just spent it all in Sephora. Concealer is on. I wonder if you could actually tell a difference or not from this far back. But yeah. And now I'm going to powder. So to powder, I use every single day. My daily one is by Rimmel. It's their Stay Matte powder. I used to buy this in like the different shades, like Peach Glow and stuff like that. And actually I just like the transparent one. So I use the transparent one. And then I always tend to like with these, I kind of use up the middle, and then there's still some around the edge. So I save these for, oh, what's on my finger? So I save these ones for when I do like around my eyes and nose and stuff. But I'm going to use like the full one to just do my whole face. And I've got this Real Techniques powder brush. I have been using the Laura Mercier translucent powder, I think that's what it's called, and the loose one, and I really like that, but I feel like it doesn't keep me like matte all day, but it does make my skin look beautiful when I use it. So I don't wear it for work. I tend to just wear it like if I'm going to town or at the weekends or something. If I was going on a night out, I wouldn't wear it because I feel like I would get really sweaty and oily. But yeah, I do think it does make my skin look beautiful. There's something actually about having a loose powder that does look a lot lighter on the skin than like using something like this, which is pressed. This can cake up quite easily. Sometimes I have to like top up. I don't normally top up my powder, only if like it's the end of the day and I want to film a video. I might like top up like around my nose, like my T-zone area really. And sometimes that can get a bit cakey. Okay. And then I'm going to grab a smaller Real Techniques brush. This name has actually rubbed off, but it looks like this. And I'm going to use one of the ones that's like been used up and kind of swirl around the edge. And use this for around my eyes and my under eyes and my nose. Okay, so, oh my gosh, I can really tell, like, my face looks a lot matter and flatter. And then I've kind of got into the routine of using a setting spray for my face and, like, when I've got my base products on, even though I don't actually know if it does anything for me. The one I'm using at the moment is the Collection Primed and Ready Matte Makeup Fixing Spray. Looks like this. I like a L'Oreal one. And I've used a Revolution one. I really liked that as well. I do feel like maybe you don't need to spend that much money on it. There was one I bought from Maybelline in a white bottle that I tried, and it just left white dots all over my face. It was horrible, so I wouldn't recommend that one. Whew. Let that dry a little bit. And then we're going to move on to brows. Yes. Literally none of the girls from work have messaged me back yet. Last night I was like, oh hi, what time are we meeting? And like, where do you want to meet? And they've all read it and haven't replied. I'm shaming them now on the internet. Okay, so with brows, I'm actually going to talk you through my routine before I do it, because I feel like if I stop at each stage and look at the camera, you're going to be like, what is going on with your brows? So, I have always used a brow pencil, and I think the Rimmel one, is probably, I think, the first brow pencil that I ever used. I chop and change between which shade I get. This one is in 001 dark brown, but I will also get hazel as well, and hazel is too like light and a bit like auburn for me. However, I put a powder over the top anyway, so like it really doesn't matter. I just use this because it's so precise at getting the shape, and with a powder, with the little brush, sometimes it's not so precise, so I like to use this. So we use this first, then I use powder, and normally the powder I use is the Rimmel Brow This Way. This is in 003 dark brown. I don't know why their numbers aren't the same, they may as well just be the same. This tends to be like the only one that's in the shop at the time. I don't know if there are lighter ones. There should be if it's called 003, but when I have a look, this is normally the only one there. But then there are some eyebrow powders that I have that either I don't think are dark enough or like as sharp as the Rimmel one, but I still just want to like use them up. So I've got this one from ASOS. This is an eyebrow palette. I think I tried this in a video, and on the left there, or yeah, that will probably be left to you, I think, is a wax, so there's powders like caught up in it. But that middle shade there is the dark brown shade. This eyebrow palette is in the shade Visionary. I like this shade, but my Rimmel one is a bit darker, and I feel like it makes more of an impact. And the brush in this ASOS one, over time, like, it's just not as sturdy. So the more I've tapped into it, the thicker it's got. It hasn't kept its shape very well, and so now like the brush isn't that precise either, but I just want to use it up. So what I tend to do now is I use the pencil to line my brows, I fill in with the ASOS one, and then I kind of tidy it up with the Rimmel one. So then I'm using less of the product that I actually love and kind of saving it for just when I need it. And then I use a brow gel, and I'm like so nearly out of this one. This is by Brow Coat. It was a clear brow gel, however I've used it so much that colour from my powder on my brows and stuff has gone into it, which is lovely. I like this. It feels nice and wet, and I feel like I'm putting lots of product on my brows, which I like the feeling of. However, where it's now caught the pigment of my powder, sometimes when I put it on, pigment transfers, and so I have to be really precise with it, because if I accidentally put it underneath my brow, I might get a big lump of brown gel there. Yeah, and sometimes, like, oh god, brows are so complicated. My brows are naturally like pretty uneven anyway, and I always try and bring this one further in than it normally comes. But I don't like the look of really sharp brows starting there, so I tend to like do them, leave them for a while, and then use my finger to kind of blend the front of them out. But sometimes I've had brown gel stuck on my eyebrow, so where I've rubbed away that powder pigment and that looks nice, there's like a big dot of brown. So I really think I should stop using this, but for anyone who was worrying, someone from work has replied. Right, okay, so I'm going to go in with the pencil first. I use the like spoolie that's on the lid to just go through them. I'm really sorry, I'm going to be leaning quite far forward, but this isn't a lesson in how to do brows. This is just like the products I use and how I do my work makeup. So that's kind of like what my brow looks like at the moment with the pencil on. What a difference. I always do my brows now because mine are just so pale and thin, and it's not even, Adam asked me if like well, they're not that thin actually, are they? They're not like pencils, but they just don't grow very well, and they literally only grow like underneath where I want them to grow. Adam said like, oh, did you like pluck them a lot when you were younger? And I was like, no, like I didn't even over pluck them or anything like that. Like, it's just my natural brows are very light, but my like body hair, like all over, like my arms, it's like super pale. Like I just, yeah, with my legs as well, like I hardly ever have to shave my legs because they just take some ages to grow back, but also when they do grow back, they're blonde and they're really fine as well, so like it's just not a big deal for me. So I feel quite lucky in that respect. That's them at the moment. I can tell that like this one's like a bit lower down than this one, but I tend to not really worry about it too much until like I'm right at the end, because I know I can like manipulate my brows a lot. So now I'm going into the ASOS one and using this middle shade. I'm just gonna like fill them in a bit. I really like using powder. I used to, when I first started doing my brows, I used to just use pencil. However, like it just looks very drawn on, and then also it's so easy to like wipe off. Powder I feel like makes it look like there's hairs there when there's not, and like looks more natural, even though I do go quite heavy on my brows anyway, so I know my brows don't look like the most natural out there. I have recently just discovered a new artist, like singing artist, and I bloody love her. So I was literally, so this has all started, right? I'd heard of Lizzo, it's Lizzo, before, but I like didn't know any of her songs or anything. I didn't really know who it was. I was following Body Posy Panda on Instagram. If you don't follow her, definitely follow her. She, as you can guess, is very, you know, pro body positivity. She like went to go see Lizzo in concert, and I was like, I don't know who that is, but like you do you, that's cool, whatever. And didn't think much of it and didn't like listen to any of the songs. Then this has started because on Heart Breakfast I used to listen to Heart Radio every single day, right? And then they changed it, so they have now got rid of like all the local presenters, so I don't have Matt and Michelle anymore, and they've just put Amanda Holden and someone called Jamie. I'm now going in with the Rimmer one, and someone called Jamie. They're doing like the global breakfast show, and I have to be honest, yeah, I'm finding it boring and I just don't like it. I miss Matt and Michelle, who were like really funny, but also local, and they knew stuff that was like going on. And like now when they do the traffic, there's a place near me called Chinham and they call it Chinham, and it's so annoying because they just don't know the area. Anyway, what was I saying? So I have now, sorry, people, I live in flats and people keep like walking through the door, so I'm sorry about that. It's put me off a bit. I now just don't listen to Heart Breakfast anymore. When I'm driving around, I've just been listening to Radio 1, and they played this song on like Thursday or Friday, and I was like, this sounds really funky, like I really like it. And I literally remembered a couple of the lyrics, and it was, I took a DNA test, and then another lyric is, I put the sing in single, and then I googled it, and then it came up with Lizzo, and I was like, oh, that's funny, because that's the person who Body Posy Panda likes. Anyway, it was her song Truth Hurts, and I flipping love it. It is so good. And then I did the washing up on Friday night, Saturday night, can't remember, and I like did a playlist of all her songs, and some of them I knew, so I actually don't know the names though because they were just on a playlist, but a couple of them like I'd heard before, and I was like, oh, that's her, wow. And she is so cool. Basically, this is a long-winded way of me saying I found a new singer who I really like. She's just very like, she's plus size herself, and her songs like are just very pro like being thick, like not intelligence but like body wise, and just basically about how women are goddesses and men can be useless sometimes. And there's a song about like a breakup and just like how you've got this, and I don't know, she just like, I'm listening to her songs at the moment and I'm feeling really good. Like I'm feeling like confident, I'm feeling like, yeah, I've got this, I'm feeling like I don't need to like put up with any shit. Like, I don't know, I'm just feeling a lot more empowered, and it's down to her music, so I freaking love it. I've been listening to it over and over again. Adam and I went into town yesterday and I was like, oh, can you please replay Truth Hurts? And he was like, Kayleigh, I can't listen to the same song 17 times in a row. So these are my brows at the moment. I'm not happy with like the start of the brows, and I can tell they're slightly different shapes, but I tend to just do this at first. I'm going to highlight underneath them. What I used to highlight is the Laura Geller Baked Highlighter Duo in French Vanilla and Golden Rose. I got this in like one of my first Look Incredibles, I think. And I used this one because it's baked and it's not super shiny, but it is like still like a good highlighter. And I tend not to use it on my cheekbones and stuff because it's not like that, it's more natural. So I just use it under my brow bone. The amount of times I've put something underneath my brow bone and it's been so glittery and reflective, and then you just spend ages like trying to blend it out and like wipe it off. But I do this as well. I'm not one of those people who will use like concealer to tidy your brow, but I will use highlight to kind of, I feel like it helps as well, like giving me a straight line underneath. And I'm using a little eyeshadow brush by The Body Shop. I actually have two of these because they've put one in, they basically put them in like 2 advent calendars in a row, which I think is silly. However, I've got 2 of them and I do love using it, but it's quite small, so I do just use it for highlight. Hair tie, strap my nails, baby, how you feel? Now mascara. So if you have been watching my videos for a while, you would know I tend to use more than one mascara at a time. It's partly just to get through them, but partly because they do different things. So I love Benefit's Roller Lash. I probably got this in a Birchbox or something, but like there was one point where I had like 3 minis of it. So we've got the Roller Lash one, which I really like. I like this because it really lifts my lashes. It also like spreads them out a lot and like gives them length and a bit of volume. And then I've got this Urban Decay Troublemaker mascara. I bought this in the sale, so I'm guessing, I think it was the Boxing Day sale. And this is great for volume. So I use this one first and then this one. You probably can't see, but that I've got Roller Lash on at the moment, and then I'm going to go over the top with Troublemaker, is that what it's called? Yeah. And then that is with 2 coats of Troublemaker on. There we go. God, don't look at my brows, but look at my eyelashes. And then same on the other eye. Okay, so mascara done. What I tend to do once it's dried down is get a cotton bud and wipe away any mascara that like happens to have gone on my eyelids, but I wait for my eyelashes to dry first. So while I'm waiting for them to dry, I'm going to use a bronzer. For work, the bronzers I tend to use are, I've got this Makeup Forever one. It's the Pro Bronze Fusion bronzer. Looks like this. Has a little bit of shimmer in, but you can't really tell. I really like using this for work because it's not too strong and overpowering. And then the ASOS contouring palette in Principled. This one here I love using as well because again it's not like too much. Sometimes I dip into my Fenty Beauty one. This is in Island Ting, but this it can be a bit strong, but sometimes I just need it. But I do this annoying thing where like one that I love, so this Soap and Glory Solar Powder, I get it, I hit pan and I get it to like this stage, and then I don't want to use it up to finish it because I love it so much, and then I just leave it like this, which is so annoying. But this is a great one for work because it's so light and natural. It may not look it like that, but it just honestly looks so natural on the face. So yeah, I am going to use the ASOS one today. I love bronzers. I think bronzers are probably my favourite makeup product to kind of like buy and collect and like try and like find a favourite, because I feel like with foundation like I'm good. I've got one that I like. With bronzers I have loads that I like, but I feel like you could always like try out a new bronzer, and it's not too risky either, like trying out a new bronzer, whereas trying out a new foundation is risky because you don't know if you like it. Like at first application you don't know if it's going to look good all day. So I've got bronzer on. I tend to like accidentally put loads on because I normally can't really see. Like I have a mirror that lights up, but sometimes it can still be like not delusional, but what's the word? I can't remember. Yeah, so what I tend to do is I normally get in the car and then I'm like, oh wow, and then I like rub it all in. I don't wear highlight on my cheekbones at work. I just like don't want to go in and be like glowing. I just want to look like half decent. This brush I used for my bronzer, it's rubbed off, but I think it was a Look Fantastic like own brand one. I think I got it in a Look Fantastic advent calendar. It will be on my channel somewhere. My lips are feeling dry now, so I'm going to put a bit of lip balm on. I tend to just get given lip balms for Christmas, and so I just get through them by wearing them like every morning. I'm going to sort my brows out again and use a cotton bud to get rid of the mascara on my eyelids, so I will do that. Okay, so I've kind of like played around with my brows a bit and kind of like done the blending a bit in the front there, tried to get them to match like as much as possible. I think that's as good as I'm gonna get. Hold on. I like my lines to be sharp, and so if I see that it's faded, I always have to like top it up. I always get like brow powder all over my hands, so I'm going to just use some hand sanitizer to get that off and then put some hand cream on, and then I will be done. I am done. I can tell I've got too much bronzer on my head, and I will sort that out probably just when I get in the car though. But this is how I do my everyday work makeup. So I feel like it's basic. It still takes me like half an hour, but I feel like, yeah, this is how I look like day to day. I will sort my hair out. I'm probably just going to chuck it up though, to be fair, because I'm not doing anything like important really today. And yeah, that is my work makeup. If you're watching this and you make YouTube channels, I would love to see your either everyday makeup that you wear for work, or I'd just like to see your everyday makeup for like being around the house and stuff. Do you put makeup on every day? Who knows? I would love to see. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm glad I finally filmed it, because filming my work makeup has been an idea since I worked in a special needs school, and I left there in July last year, so it's been an idea for over a year. And I've finally done it. I don't wear lipstick at work. I just wear lip balm because I don't feel the need to wear lipstick, and lip balm just helps like protect your lips and make them feel nice, so I just wear that. Yeah, I think that my biggest struggle with makeup is my eyebrows, but I feel like they're alright today. Just depends at like what angle you see my head at really. When I take pictures and stuff, see like this is really high. Like this, it's not. Dear idea. Anyway, right, okay, I'm gonna go now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in a few days in my next video. Bye bye.